welcome to episode 6 of the Legend Hunters podcast, everyone, where I am currently raging and getting pissed off at the fact that Bleach and Naruto suck ass.
Have you been watching the Angry Video Game Nerd yet?
No, but I am still angry as fuck.
We've already just lost, I don't know, how many of you out there are the fans?
Tell us in the comments. And don't unsubscribe.
Anyway.
So Naruto actually finally gets on with their freaking ending.
Yeah, I believe Monty Python gave up about halfway through with the get on with it. I think they were just saying that constantly, and I believe whoever made Naruto, just was ignoring him.
I mean, this was just... How many episodes was it? How many chapters? 395?
691 as of right now.
For Naruto or for Bleach?
For Naruto. As for Naruto, we are at 594.
You said Naruto twice.
Oh,
We're talking about...
Bleach.
Bleach is 594. Naruto is how many?
Naruto was the... I just had it right here. It was 691.
Okay,
that's still too damn long!
Fuck.
Actually, that's not the longest we've seen. I mean, look at Hajime no Ippo.
Which is, I think, they just did 1069.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But, so, Naruto finally goes ahead, and they finally save the world.
$10 says, what's the guy that was, absorbed by, Kaguya,
What?
Madara,
Madara?
Yeah, he was in the last chapter. What are the odds that he'll pop up and try to fight again?
Well, Naruto's going to defeat him with the power of friendship.
Oh, God.
No, just with a little flick to the forehead because they basically made him OP at this point.
Yeah, they turned Naruto into fucking Jesus.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So, does that mean... so, Naruto is Jesus. Sasuke is Judas. Does that mean Sakura is Mary Magdalene?
Well, she is a harlot.
Ooh. Hey, now.
So you are confirming Naru Sakura.
I would not confirm that ever.
Okay. So
I would rather, I don't even want to mention it because you're going to make a dirty pun out of it.
No, I'm just going to flat out say that you're a fan of X and X shipping.
No, I am not. I hate shipping.
No, you're not.
You ass!
I'm glad we can agree on that, sir. Thank you. I'm glad we can agree on that.
Okay.
But no, that really wasn't the most important manga of our week. It was actually World's Strongest Disciple, Kenichi.
Yep. Kenichi has been a big favorite of mine because of its surprisingly realistic portrayal of martial arts.
And I'm a big favorite because of its fan service for Opie.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's been getting a lot more fan service in the more recent chapters.
Let's see.
But,
how many episodes has it been now that Shigure is basically strutting around, showing off herself in a military base?
Wearing nothing but ribbon.
Actually, she's barely wearing anything at all.
Exactly. The ribbon, the hair ribbon, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say 20, 30 episodes, give or take.
And how many ass, chests, and...
Okay, if you're going for all three, then it's going to take a while. I could probably give you a rough estimate for one. But more to the point, Legend, why don't you go ahead and say what you thought about the last chapter?
Well, in the latest few chapters, Kenichi has been fighting basically his dark alter ego. This is a guy who is basically everything that he is,
but evil.
Yep, and... Basically, in the chapter, all his ki was sealed off.
In one shot, which basically put him...
On death's door.
No, dead on his feet.
Yep.
And then...
He pulled a Deus Ex Machina.
No. He
had the magical cutscene of remembering.
Yes.
In which he remembers the...
his teachings from the ultimate Superman.
And then jumps the shark. He goes ahead and does something that is pretty much borderline, if not at master level, which as of this point, masters seem to be gods.
Yeah.
So you just saw a human being cross the line and become a god with little to no build-up whatsoever. And it also flies in the face of everything that Kenichi's been working to become.
Yeah.
So here I am going, Did that just really just happen?
Well, technically, he became that way because of all the training that he's gone through.
Yes, there is that, and I will concede to that.
I think
They mentioned
Legend's complaint is more the fact that there isn't more build-up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because normally there's this, like, the entire, like, think back to Dragon Ball Z, and think back since the Earthlings landed, how Vegeta was building up...
Earthlings landed.
In Namek.
Oh, yeah.
Earthlings landed on Namek, and Vegeta has been going non-stop about the prophecy of the Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm.
Super Saiyan, I am Super Saiyan, I will go ahead and defeat you. And he gets shot for his troubles.
Yeah.
And by the time Goku shows up and he goes through his hardships, that Goku finally becomes Super Saiyan.
And that's an actual build-up.
And that's what I guess Legend would have preferred.
And this actually has been done in Kenichi as well. I mean, prior to a battle, Kenichi would actually be shown training to learn these new techniques.
Yeah.
For instance, the leg sweep from Apachai Hopachai.
Mm-hmm.
And there's many other little examples.
Yeah,
but,
like his battle with Odin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was like an ultimate culmination of everything he'd learned up to that point.
Which was awesome and hilarious, especially
And the fact especially if you've seen like the anime version of that scene.
Oh, it is the best. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to find it.
But going back to what he said about jumping the shark, I don't know if we can call it jumping the shark yet because when you jump the shark, normally what happens afterwards is you stay there.
Yeah.
Like, you've reached that point where you are at God tier.
Yeah, and technically, Kenichi would be like low class master.
Well, he just entered. That would be the point.
Yeah.
But there are other animes where they seem to jump the shark, but then no, it was actually a Deus Ex Machina. It was actually literally just the perfect moment in which everything came aligned and he was able to tap into it, but he doesn't have full control yet.
Well,
I'll give you an example.
They might actually do that with the Kenichi as well.
I'll give you an example. This was a battle in Hajime no Ippo, where Ippo's rival, I forget his name, but the rival Miyata, where Miyata's doing one of his spars while he's in Korea in the other part of the Orient because he leaves Japan to go ahead and train abroad.
Okay.
So one of the fights that he has, one of his harder fights, his volt counter technique continues to get broken. His opponent is somehow able to outpunch him.
Okay.
But eventually, he and Miyata's father see Miyata pull off a Godspeed counter. This would be literally the Godspeed of boxing. And he pulls it off near the end of the fight, and that's what seals it for him. But after the fight, both he and his father are trying to remember how they did it and can't.
Okay.
So they were able to pull it off at the right time and at the right moment, but now they can't, but they don't know how they did it.
That's true.
It doesn't. I don't know if that's going to be that way with Kenichi, but that's something. I wouldn't say it's completely jumped the shark yet.
We need to see the next chapter.
We need to see how he comes afterwards, because for all we know, he could have actually accidentally done the forbidden technique and ended up.
He could have just ended up dead.
Well, he was actually dead, and he has died multiple times. That is actually a running gag. He actually dies in the middle of his training.
Yeah, I think they haven't.
Bring it back. Though.
I think they haven't done that gag since early on in the series. Actually,
yeah, they haven't done that since Apachai punched him. I think.
I think there's a couple later on, but
yeah, he's died at least twice during training and once in actual combat, and was revived each time.
Yeah,
one of whom was French kissing an alien.
Yeah,
skipping that.
Yeah,
but
so
another one
that does kind of jump the shark is Toriko.
Yes, it does, because they do this thing where the old convention is anime characters supposed to have weird hair, and this means the hairstyle and the color.
Yeah,
you gotta have blue hair,
and so it's 350 chapters in until someone says, "You know, your blue hair is a natural, right?" And to which Toriko responds, "Yeah." And all the other characters look at him in bewilderment.
Yeah. And he does remember that his hair was supposed to be black, but it turned blue when his gourmet cells kicked in. Well, and that basically revealed that
that was the shortest build-up to where they reveal why he's actually called the Glutton, and that's because he had for Toriko, when a gourmet hunter's hunger
basically.
It becomes deified in a particular form, and for Toriko's case,
it was a red Oni.
It was a red demon. Now we know it's an Oni because when he fought against the Beast King Heracles, the blue Oni popped out.
Yeah, and the blue Oni is quite literally, his stomach's a black hole.
Well, yep. He has also his appetites have his different demons have separate appetites, and in addition to Toriko's own.
That is why he can inhale so much, and why there is a few gifs of him just like with a giant bloated belly. But yeah, that blue Oni. Holy fuck, is that thing broken? It punched Heracles in the face, and Heracles was surprised.
Okay, just to put this in context, remember what we said about gods before?
Yeah, Heracles kind of is one. It's a giant demon horse.
Yes, he's a giant demon horse, but the context is this. With a single snort, he blew away half of Toriko's body.
And I mean, it's not like it was a tearing off process. It was a clean cut.
It was vaporized.
Yeah, and one inhale from the damn horse creates a vacuum around his entire presence.
As in continent-wide dying of plants and whatnot due to lack of oxygen.
Yeah. So this thing is so big and so powerful, its breath can kill you.
Or its lack of breath.
Yeah.
It's nasty as heck. And then we have Toriko punching it in the face.
And
the
vacuum.
In the vacuum.
And the horse is surprised.
So yeah, we have that.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if this is Deus Ex Machina, but Komatsu, I think he has gourmet cells now.
I don't think that's the case.
Well,
why do you say that?
Well, when he finally finishes preparing air, there's this one panel with him. He almost looks kind of like Froze.
Oh, Froze?
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets his eyes look. It shows him, and then it shows like him behind him, and it looks kind of like veined and like Froze, almost like he awoken like some power deep within, and like he got his own self.
It's possible.
It's all up for speculation.
And not to mention the fact that Komatsu's probably at least eaten a whole bunch of shit that has gourmet cells in it.
Yeah, who's to say that he doesn't have them? But they did say that it was like that the gourmet cells were surgically implanted inside the gourmet king. So
well, no, well, what's the name of the guy who's in charge of the Bishokai? What's his name again?
Starjun?
Not Starjun. The main guy.
The one above him.
Yeah. The one who inflicted spice and destroyed the world. His name begins with an M, I think.
Oh, damn it, I was thinking of Madara.
No.
Wrong manga!
But anyway, he was born with gourmet cells in him. And I think I know the kings all had it implanted in them.
It's all up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, why don't we...
Anyway, we're going on the
Are you taking my puns?
God damn it. Anyway.
How was your week, Zero?
My week was boring. Boring.
I would trade with you if I could.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you like to go and help with my family take care of stuff at their school?
That's pretty much what I did.
Oh, God. So we had similar weeks.
Yeah, similar weeks. I managed to go ahead and find some time to do some Street Fighter, a little bit of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Not too much other gaming, actually. I've been busy this past week.
Yeah, you too, huh?
Well, as far as gaming for me, I did restart my Animal Crossing New Leaf Town.
You have sold your soul.
Again. So that's been taking up most of my evenings because I'm going to the island to catch a whole bunch of golden bugs and get a lot of money.
Yeah, I remember you were doing that when we were heading over to the Ravenloft session.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you, Legend? What did you do?
I've been cleaning my room, and it's been a bear.
Why are you talking like Taro?
Well,
Because he had to wrestle bears.
basically, yeah, there was a jungle in there. Good God.
Jungle bears?
No, a jungle, as in a jungle must have
but
been
you said it
cut
was
down.
Yeah, but you said it was a bear.
Yes, there
So
must
it's
have
a
been.
jungle bear.
It's bears in the dairy.
What the hell are we talking about?
He's just making... whatever.
I'm confusing your allegory by making them combine.
But basically, a jungle must have been cut down to make all the paper that I had to scoop out of every single crevice in that damn room. Seriously, I have papers in there that have been there since, I don't know, 1991? I don't know how they
when you
made...
were born, sir.
Yes, exactly! I was pulling stuff out of there from when I was conceived, basically. It was nuts!
Speaking of conceiving, how has conception been for you, Leo?
You know what? The biggest thing I've noticed, one of my biggest things about that game, and one of my biggest flaws with it, is it's boring.
What?
What? The game where you...
Because here's the thing: is that a lot of it doesn't occur in the dungeons. It's very much separated between dungeon play and social link play.
So it's kind of like Persona?
Kind of like Persona, except it's much finicky, much more finicky in the social link aspect of it.
Yeah, and the social linking was always kind of a
Tricky.
problem for me.
In the social linking, it's fun because you learn about characters and about their problems, and that can evolve into funny, hilarious situations.
Yeah,
reminds me
at least
of
in the
support.
Persona games, all you need to do to really boost your relationships is to have the same arcana on your self. When
Same
you
arcana, do the date events. Choose that character's actions in certain events, like say in the club scene for Persona 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, no, in this game, you not only do you have to be careful with how you speak, but who you bring in, how many times you go ahead and bring in the little monsters from each parent. It's a lot of tedious multi-management, which I felt would have been much easier had it just been you and the girls.
And so it would have been better as a dating sim.
It would have been better as a visual novel, or it would have done better had they made the interaction system more streamlined.
You know, mentioning visual novel just reminded me of a really shit visual novel that came out on Steam.
Which one?
It's called Sakura Spirit.
I'm trying to remember. Is that the one where like the player character is supposed to be the daughter of a amusement park owner, and then all?
No. Basically, you go back in time and you encounter two fox girls.
Oh no, it's time travel shenanigans again.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's crap. I could point you to a Let's Play of it, and I just watched just him doing it. He breaks down like crazy.
I mean,
just of how bad it is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing for me that again breaks the flow is the amount of sub-management. I felt this would have been better had there been, because like there actually is some male support cast in there, and had they been allowed to accompany you, and had this been allowed you to have romances along with still shacking up with the ladies, would have worked out probably a lot better than the Star Child system that they currently have, which is really full of shit.
Huh. You know, I was kind of hoping that game would be a bit more fun for you.
No, you know, it's tedious. It's very much a chore to do more than it is fun.
Well, I'm sorry for getting you that.
We had no idea from when we were.
It looked like perfect riffing
It
material.
looked like perfect riffing material, but a lot doesn't happen. It's the pace is a bit sluggish, so it's not really something It's not
something you're going to bother playing
No.
anymore.
No, like there are dungeon crawlers which I will play on end, but that's because the storyline is minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are games that I play where it's story driven and it's fantastic. This is one of those odd cases where it tries to do both and succeeds at neither. So that's mainly my issue with
Conception.
Conception 2. Do not.
So there you have a short review from Leo. Don't buy Conception 2. It's boring as fuck.
No, better put it in a condom and toss it away. That's the best. That's the best advice I can give you for that conception.
Oh, that is bad.
Would you prefer an abortion of it?
Oh no! Technically, it already is. Oh, we are so going.
No, you're so bad, dude.
All right.
Sarah, you are terrible.
Yes, I am.
All right.
And
who else is terrible?
Oh god, it's time for our asshole of the week.
Yes, it is time for asshole of the week.
Did we just skip over that?
We'll go back to it. Don't worry.
All right.
But
The
condition was there, so we took it.
Fair enough.
Okay, so assholes of the week. Who are we looking at today?
All right, we are looking at the snotty asshole who decided to go ahead and swat the creatures.
Say what?
Say what?
Okay, there's a YouTube group, channel called The Creatures, and they basically stream various games. You know, typical streamers.
Okay.
So they were streaming Counter-Strike matches.
Okay.
And particularly I believe the guy's username is Kuda, and Kuda was playing on the terrorist team when his building was raided by the local SWAT, and he was arrested midstream.
Oh, God.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude was arrested midstream because of a prank.
Oh god, oh I know what you're talking about. You're talking about someone in the Counter-Strike campaign called up the local SWAT.
Told them that there was a threat in his building.
And they came and they arrested him.
Yes.
I have seen this so many fucking times.
They arrested him and I believe one of his producing partners.
Oh God.
Although happily they were released without incident.
Good. I hope they find the person that called their ass.
Well, the problem is that that's becoming much harder because, you know, with IP manipulations, disposable cell phones, it's very difficult.
Seriously,
And very
people,
unreliable.
it's just a game. It's just a game. This is no reason whatsoever to call up the SWAT on where these people are. There is no goddamn reason.
Oh, it gets better. Well, I've got my own asshole of the week that I want to get to as well.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
I think something just popped in my brain right now, so...
Yeah, you might want to stand on your head in that case.
What's this asshole legend?
Okay, so apparently some idiot in California related to Cesar Chavez has been accused of intentionally spreading HIV to at least 24 people and then bragging about it in texts sent to friends.
What?
There really is no hope for humanity now, is there?
What?
And you wonder why people go to video games.
Scream pillow!
And that pretty much goes ahead and leaves off this section.
Okay.
Go ahead and vote in the comments who was the bigger asshole this week. What was it? Was it the SWAT guys? Was it
This asshole
was
here.
it the guy from related to Cesar Chavez, or was it Zero for trolling people about Naruto?
Yeah.
Please let us know.
Yeah.
Please let us know in the comments. Now over to more depressing news
Oh,
with
come
our
on.
Ravenloft updates.
What do you mean depressing? This was hilarious.
Oh yeah, hilarious for you. You weren't botching every other roll.
Well, you know, it's luck of the dice, man.
But don't tell me it's harder than cards. That bullshit doesn't work.
No, I'm not calling that.
Okay, technically, okay, I'm calmed down now, people. Don't worry. I'm calm now. I'm not going to kill Leo. I'm not going to kill Legend.
I'm still concerned.
Anyway, concerning Ravenloft, the dice were rigged this game.
Yeah, you would know you had them.
My dice are not rigged, but I somehow managed to crit several times. Again!
Remind me again what your dice are advertised to be, first off.
Game science dice. They are crafted so they have sharp edges, which means they have no ways of it falling on like one way or the other constantly.
They're also supposed to be fair gambling dice that would be approved.
They're casino dice.
Which
Basically.
we somehow get incredible crits when we're not looking. I mean,
Yeah, basically.
I don't know how, but I think you critted more times than I failed.
I think I should go to Vegas.
No.
No, I should go to Vegas right now because my luck has been shit. Yours is gonna run out soon. But so our party gets back from essentially fantasy India.
And we go ahead and stop by this guy's house. Leo's.
So my character, the womanizing lawyer,
Alistar.
gets back to his home.
Yeah.
And the first thing that he's assaulted with is customs.
Yep.
Isn't that right, Legend?
Oh yeah.
So customs comes in. Apparently, we're told through this guy that there is a plague or a disease going about the city, and that it's been infecting people. So he goes about. Zero's character goes off to go help people out.
Because I'm the priest.
And I go around murdering people.
He goes around to sating his blood savage sword, which is not related to his penis.
You couldn't resist, could you?
Look, penis, sword joke, it's one and the same. And my character goes about actually playing father because I not only adopted a 16-year-old girl from fantasy Louisiana, but I also
You pseudo-hired an Indian maid.
Pseudo-hired / brought over from the border fantasy Indian maid for the purposes of entertainment and
Eventually
service.
shacking up with.
Yeah.
She was not very happy at what happened next.
Oh, no, she wasn't happy for... Okay, so first off...
I believe we're going to call this segment Breakfast at Alistar.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, Leo, whenever he plays Alistar, he's wearing this huge Frito Bandito mustache.
Which I actually bought for another one of our fellow players, and she enjoys it immensely.
Yeah.
You heard right, she. But anyway, so... While I'm playing house, essentially, with this shit... a number of things happen. For one, I start failing my sex appeal rolls,
Which is hilarious.
which confuses me because I'm not sure whether you like the fact that I'm failing as a womanizer or the fact that you're pissed off that I continue playing womanizing characters. I have a hard time discerning what side you two are on.
I'm a little of both.
And
I'm
it's
just
both
enjoying
of you. And it's both of you
enjoying the
this
show.
time because both of you were giving me shit over it.
Well, apparently the GM also decided to get in on the act. Because he started sending person after person
Okay,
after
no.
person.
That wasn't the first thing. The first thing
Is that you ended up sleeping on the couch.
No. The first thing was after I take care of all the legal paperwork, which, the GM actually had me go do once we landed.
Oh, God.
I arrived back home to my apartment, and the first knock on the door is the Falcovians.
Yeah, basically Nazi Germany came calling.
Yeah.
Because recall from the last time we updated about Ravenloft,
We mentioned
Zero's character who held a sacred artifact from Egypt, which was a much earlier chain quest.
Yeah.
Transferred the possession to Alistar, and we had told the Nazis that he was in the swamp.
And they went after it.
And they
Unfortunately, they came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that bothers me, and I'm going to have to ask Philip about this, is how long they searched to find you. Because, keep in mind, we were
on the favor of the Dark Lord there.
No. No, the deal was that, when we left, which is when they started searching, we had gone to Fantasy India, and then stopped by Fantasy Germany Fantasy Austria, before stopping into Fantasy France.
Yeah.
Yes? So, I want to confirm with him that he's not magically teleporting the fantasy Nazis over for convenience sake, that they actually searched, had hardships, found you, and then immediately took the first ship back towards Fantasy France.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
Or did they hear from word of mouth from someone else halfway through?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I need to...
Yeah, because technically, if they had actually gotten into the swamps, the Dark Lord there, who was on your guys' favor, would be kind of pissed off at them just goose-stepping through the swamp and probably been hacking their heads off.
Right, so again, that's something we need to ask him later on. But so he starts grilling me for information regarding this, and naturally my character does the first thing that comes to his mind, which is stall the fuck out.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
I tell him everything from day one.
Yeah.
In with a diplomacy check, which forces him to take everything down that's that's non-important, while my adopted daughter runs off to find the bloodthirsty murderer. That is Legend.
Yes, and meanwhile, my bloodthirsty murderer is currently weaseling gold out of the people he was supposed to be killing.
which is a move that you've apparently adopted after what we did in Fantasy India.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was inspired.
Yes.
But the thing was, I basically failed the stealth roll, so I decided, okay, I'm just going to bluff my way through this.
Right. So
And I did.
You managed to.
So I think we can actually call this as a legitimate strategy now.
Yeah.
To where if you're creative enough, you can bluff out the GM as far as things, because I did that when we were when I stalled your ass out from
having Musha the mummy.
from Musha the first time.
Yeah.
I stalled him the first time. I couldn't get him the second, but the first time I did.
Yeah.
And then I did the same thing in Fantasy India, where I got the Were-Tigers to go ahead and pay us about...
Pay us a king's ransom.
The ultimate spell book for Zero's character.
Yeah,
about
Nico the Moon Priest.
about 10,000 in gold. Find a set of pimp clothes from India at the time, and then lastly the aforementioned hot Indian maid.
Yep, and now I'm going ahead and doing more or less the same thing,
So
except just for more gold.
Right.
I
think we can just legitimately state that this is something we can add as a strategy.
Okay, but back to Alistar.
But back to that. So he is notified by my adopted daughter to go ahead and come and save my ass. So
And-
you're running off following her.
And I'm following suit. I'm with her.
Yeah.
Yes, but then here's where the other things happen.
Okay, so
Both
my
Leo and myself are introducing new characters at this point.
which not just you and me, but also
Our friend.
our friend. I'm going to call her Tails, just so that we can all give her a name.
Yeah, well, we called her V last time, but we'll call her Tails.
Tails, because that's the way I know her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Tails' character, who is from the very beginning,
Yeah.
who was her original character,
Who is the only character still alive from the first campaign,
is a
Aztec.
cleric of the sex god.
Yes.
Oh, God.
With her Spanish conquistador,
Lover.
yeah.
But we have basically pulled out of the fire so many damn times.
Yeah. There's actually a running joke where
We all call him Wimp.
Wimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we
anyway,
just say that whenever.
So
And the ghosts from beyond just say Wimp to him constantly.
But anyway, so Tails' character and my incoming character, who is going to replace Alistar,
Lu Bu.
who is essentially the greatest spear user to ever live. I intend to add that as a title some point down the line.
World's greatest arm wrestler was not enough for one character, apparently.
But so my character and Tails' character see this, and my character being chivalrous.
They just saw a gigantic hairy man chasing a young girl down the street. What do you
Chasing a
think
young
he's
girl
going
and a
to do?
priest.
It was because you and the daughter ran at the same speed, and then he was running behind.
Yeah,
you.
so it was looking so Carol was basically. It looked like Carol was chasing after the priest
I
and the
wasn't
girl.
chasing after anyone.
I
was
know, but
trying to keep up.
but that's what Lu Bu basically
Right.
interpreted it
Right.
as.
So
And
my character and Tails' character run after them, to which Legend's new character,
Who is very, very curious and would not have possibly missed an opportunity to see something interesting happening, also started to give chase.
And also, we have no idea what the flying fuck your new character's gender is. God damn it!
well,
I will keep that secret as long as possible.
but anyway, so after this train of mishmash characters runs through town to
This
the
nun fuckery.
runs through
With
the
actual
town,
nuns.
gathers outside the brownstone of my lawyer's apartment.
And scares the Nazis off.
Well, it's not them that scared the Nazis off. It's the town guard which was searching for the Nazis.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just that, but I mean, if I saw a huge group of people running towards me, Yeah, even if I was...
So,
even if you were Falconian talent, I'm pretty sure you'd kind of be saying, let's get out of here before shit gets real.
either way, the Nazis run off. All the characters are now settled. So the GM essentially gives me a point to which I can regather the party, sort of reinstill the new party formation with the original, I guess, goal that we were supposed to do at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Which is stop the Cthulhu cult from being able to summon Cthulhu.
Keep in mind, we already stopped one cult, but that's not to say we stopped them all.
Well,
yeah.
One, it's very much alluded that there's multiple operations going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And number two, it's also very seen that even without the major artifact that we destroyed earlier, he hinted that even though we destroyed that artifact, there is still anywhere between 10 to 30% chance that the ritual can still work. So it's not a full succeed yet, but it's very much in our favor right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I go ahead, I convince the new party to go ahead and seek this quest.
So it's basically Lubu. What's your character's name? New character's name again?
Alba, a magic knight.
Yes.
Alba.
Miko, the moon priest, and Xochitl.
Xochitl, the sex cleric, and her man toy Tocino. By the way, for those of you who are adept in Spanish, yes, his name is Bacon.
Yes.
So here's the thing that started pissing me off about this particular campaign was because I eventually sent the party on their way to go ahead and get away from the Falconians, which eventually led into another quest which Philip had the GM had already started, which was to save a stoneworker's father and brother.
I believe so.
So that quest got started. Afterwards, however, several things happened on my end which were bullshit.
Well, first off, we ended up at a sanitarium.
Well, no. Before that, the part with Alistar that.
That.
So first off, that was
what basically happened right now is basically a sitcom.
Are you going to let me tell the story or not?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, because again, this is my thing. That's why I'm going over it. So, So more or less, he manages to get the party on the same table to go ahead and leave in about a day or two. During that time, my lawyer gets solicited by various women for the intent of essentially doing whatever it is that they need, which pisses off the maid to the point where I have to sleep on the bed on the sofa at one point.
Yeah.
So the first one was a member of a charity group who, because they know of my character's reputation, sent the hottest member they could find with attempts to solicit a large amount of money for a new hospital.
And you would have probably done it anyway because your character was charitable, right?
Well, that was the thing. I had already paid enough expenditures prior to the campaign to where I kind of didn't want to burn all the money. Granted, I wasn't going to use the character again, but that was just me.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up failing my charitability roll, and I did have to give $2K out front.
Damn.
Then came the second one, which was an NPC we had met early in the campaign.
Yeah, which was, I believe,
Martin and Georgian.
Oh, right.
Who were these two liberal arts students who wrote a story about the shenanigans they had in the desert.
And are now being sued by their professor for libel.
Because the dude was a bit of a coward.
He wasn't a coward. He was
an adulterous
He was a chump.
womanizer.
Well, he was an adulterous chump who had to get saved by my adulterous, I don't know how to describe him, adulterous badass.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
And
more to the point is that I failed that charitability roll, which meant I was working pro bono.
Oh, God.
Followed by...
Yeah, and this kept happening over and over again.
Followed by, I believe, and again, because it is France, the women are very generous with their kisses, which does not go over well with the maid.
Yes. And then
number three,
the next thing that came over was a maid.
Raoul!
Oh.
Raoul!
Yes, your arch nemesis.
Which the GM decided to throw in ad lib just to piss me off more. However, not only did I manage to I didn't need to make any like self-control rules or penalties, but I made a diplomacy roll that forced him to back off and pay me actually a pretty good chunk because of how much I succeeded.
Oh God!
That basically preempted the lawsuit from ever occurring.
Damn.
So that
My gosh.
happened, but eventually that character ended leaving out of town because Zero's character, the priest, was sent to a delegation to discuss the plague that had been in town.
And by the way, my character, he had managed to figure out what the disease was for the most part.
Unfortunately, conveying the exact idea properly to the council in the city
meant basically
Was impossible for the short attention span, gluttonous moon priest of a monk that you have.
Yeah, I couldn't teach it.
And unfortunately, now they're going to be attacking the wrong creatures.
Yeah, they're going to be basically killing every single dog and cat, which ended up making, historically making the towns horrid and filth infested.
Essentially repeating the Black Plague all over again.
Yes.
But here's the bullshit part about this, is that the GM made me do a horror check as Zero's character was describing the plague. The GM had me make a cowardice check because the disease was allegedly so horrible, my character would actually get scared. And he did, because I failed.
And you know what? That is bullshit.
Well,
It's not a physical creature.
The rules of the cowardice disadvantages specifically states physical threats. So we're gonna have to contest that.
Yeah.
But that would be that's something I should have brought up earlier, not after the fact.
Well, considering what's going to happen in the town anyway, it would probably be a good idea to leave.
Well, it forces me to leave one way or another, which effectively does retire my character as desired. So I'm not as upset about it.
Yeah.
And you also have my character, my old one, the one-armed badass, as a bodyguard.
Yeah. And how long is that going to last before the dark powers checks start to kick in?
Oh, they've been kicking in long before. But I don't know.
No, but the way I see it is that if the fantasy Nazis start coming after me, which I know they will, you will go ahead and have a hefty stream of meat bags to refuel your sword with.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way
So
I do it.
just keep them tied down in the dungeon, and when the sword gets hungry...
So, back to the asylum.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the asylum.
Yeah, we ended up our party ended up at an asylum.
Okay, a knight, a magic swordsman, and a monk all walk into an asylum.
You forgot the sex priest.
And the sex priestess.
And the wimp.
And the wimp.
And the wimp. So,
One more for Jenny and the wimp.
So that bunch
Put to the head.
That bunch of characters goes to the asylum. They meet the curator there. They meet the
patients.
The loonies. We stay a night, and then eventually we find out that no, this is bullshit because the doctor's been dead for months.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the one masquerading in him is, of course, the killer that we're looking for.
Joy!
And we also found a barrel full of tentacles and other body parts.
It was fun finding that.
Yeah.
So we go after pursuit to this false doctor for answers and end up where exactly, Zero?
In a black... Well, actually, we literally end up in the lost city from In the Mountain of Madness.
That's what I was looking for. We ended up in the lost city from the Mountain of Madness.
Yeah, if you ever read that story from H.P. Lovecraft, same city. You just picture that, and there you go.
We did have a battle skirmish after, in between, but
we ran like dogs.
Yeah, you ran like dogs. I wanted to fight, but my rolling was so shit. I ended up stabbing my own horse.
It was pretty bad, but
yeah.
He got 4 crits in a row. God damn it!
4 crit dodges.
4 crit dodges in a row, and he was at penalty each time.
Yeah, that is bullshit. Well, I am calling bullshit on the GM's die.
Says the man with the magical die.
Shut it.
Case in point.
Case in point. Okay, so enough
fan wankering about Ravenloft. This isn't Spoonie's Counter Monkey or anything. Let's actually move on to the actual gaming news.
Which is more ranting, actually.
Shots fired. Miyamoto wants to cater back to hardcore gamers.
Well, basically this is going off of a few journal articles where Miyamoto was quoted as saying that casual gamers are pathetic, and I had to call into question what he actually meant, because
Or what he actually said.
True, because when it comes to translating, journalists kind of suck ass. No offense to any journalists, but translating Japanese to English, not very easy. And let me put it into perspective, the Japanese language is very subtle, very articulate.
And it has a lot of turns of phrases.
Yes. And the English language is...
Blunt.
Yes, blunt. So, basically, him saying casual gamers are pathetic could have actually meant a whole other things. Like he said, he could have said something... He could have said the opposite, in fact. Or he could... well, maybe not that, but he could have said that... He probably didn't mean that harsh a word.
Without actually knowing Japanese and without actually translating his original words, I can't speculate too much.
Yeah.
What I can say, however, is I think that he wants to return. He wants to return to people who will actually pay for people who are loyal Nintendo customers, not necessarily people who try to get into it and then don't like it, or people who are, I guess the phrase would be just visiting Nintendo.
Yeah.
People who are accustomed to their practices, people who know and are loyal to the company.
Catering to the... Well, I wouldn't say catering to the fans, but kind of going... Like, instead of aiming for a broader audience, or trying to appeal to the gamers that have kind of stuck with them through thick and thin.
Exactly. They would be appealing... It's exactly what it is. They're not trying to... What I assume that he's trying to say, if these aren't his exact words, is that not to try and grab new customers, but to keep the ones they currently have.
Yeah, which they have been kind of losing.
That would not just be more in line with general business sense, but also with the corporate culture in Japan, which is very twisted even compared to any other corporate culture.
Yeesh.
So, I mean, but that's just my speculation. Again, I can't read Japanese. I have yet to learn, so
yeah.
that's
I kind of want to learn, but I'm pretty sure I'll go cross-eyed, because I spent 4 years trying to learn Spanish, and I can't remember a single word. Most of the time.
Rosetta Stone, my friend. Rosetta Stone.
I used it. It was shit.
I'm not sure about that, but moving on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up. Oh, yes.
Twitch update. Amazon, the true buyer of Twitch.
Are you going to use the newscaster voice for every goddamn story?
Why the hell not?
That's not the newscaster voice. That's Maxi from Team Magma.
We'll get to that. Anyway.
But
so,
yeah.
It's not Google, people. Go outside and praise the sun.
Yes.
It's not
Google. It is, in fact, Amazon.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So it turns out that there was still some buying shit going on between Twitch and Google, and it turns out that Amazon ended up buying Twitch. So that means that the shitty practices that Google was trying to force onto Twitch might actually not happen.
I disagree. When I read the statement from Twitch's CEO, and they said that they were making these changes in preparation of being bought regardless of whoever was going to be the actual buyer.
Ooh.
That is not good.
No, it is not, but you know what? I still prefer Amazon to Google.
You know what? No argument there.
Yeah.
None at all.
Although people are still contemplating whether or not they're going to see suggested purchases whenever they watch a stream now.
They probably are.
You like the stream? Buy the game! Which actually isn't a bad idea, now that I think about it.
Huh. Go figure.
Huh. This might actually be beneficial.
Alright, now from something kind of semi-okay to something that's just plain goddamn depressing.
Zoe Quinn and Depression Quest. Damn it.
Oh, so there is an off switch for that. Hacha!
Damn it.
Okay, so this was a little thing that I know blew up on Reddit quite a couple of days ago, which was about the question, the Find Dr. Wally! Fuck!
Man, you are stuttering even more than usual.
Oh, it's not stuttering, it's slip of the tongue. But anyway, so this Depression Quest game came out like a week or two ago.
Yeah, it's like...
And it got shit reviews because it wasn't a good game.
Okay, but that's not the bad problem. The problem is what this person went about after finding out about these bad reviews.
What I want to say, owner? Producer?
Developer?
Developer? Okay, let's go with developer. The developer, Zoe Quinn, used the DMCA copyright deal with regards to stolen properties, and got videos negatively reviewing her product pulled off YouTube.
Okay, so she's
another reason to hate Google.
Okay, but the charges basically list off as follows: taking down content using basically nepotism. Apparently, the people that she was contacting were actually related to her. If I'm reading this article right.
The details were kind of sketchy because everyone keeps saying different things, and so
it's kind of a he said, she said?
Well, it's a lot of hearsay, and it's really confusing because there are varying reports. Some people say that the people who did the reviews were family or friends. Others say that she slept with people to get good reviews, and then that did not work.
But the number one thing that is absolutely certain is that 4chan is aggravating the problem, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, when does 4chan not aggravate the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. By the way, Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Ow!
You have to pinch.
Do not pinch me again.
You know you're only tempting fate.
Usually this is going the other way. But, anyway.
Yeah, usually it's me punching him.
We have to switch it up every now and then, so...
Oh, God.
It goes well. Speaking of switching it up, Mega Man lives!
He lives. Inti creates Azure Striker. Gunvolt brings Mega Man back to the spotlight.
Okay, so we went from Maxi to Terrell.
That wasn't Terrell. This
was... Anyway.
Close enough.
So, Keiji Inafune has been hard at work and comes up, I believe yesterday, Azure Striker Gunvolt releases on the Nintendo 3DS store. Which is basically the closest thing you could get to Mega Man without the Capcom actually being on the label.
So technically we've got now Azure Striker Gunvolt and Mighty Number 9.
Which is good because Mighty Number 9's main character, Beck, is a playable character.
Nice.
So if you want to get a little taste of what Mighty Number 9 is going to look like in the future, go pick up this game.
Huh.
And that's my little bit of
shameless plug.
A shameless plug for the week.
Alright, then now let's go to something that's just kind of odd from Nintendo.
What do you mean odd? It's brilliant.
Well,
Mario Kart 8 DLC.
Basically, we've got Link, Tanooki Mario, Cat Peach, Isabelle from Animal Crossing,
the Villager,
Drybones Bowser, the F-Zero car.
No. The car, like, those are the characters, and then they're going to have a car based off of I'm assuming, of Falcon's car. They're going to have a Legend of Zelda themed car. Legend of Zelda themed track and an Animal Crossing track.
As well as Yoshis and Shy Guys get color palettes.
Yeah, essentially now you can choose your favorite color of Yoshi and Shy Guy.
This is a weird kerfuffle.
For the only reason it's a weird kerfuffle is because Nintendo is doing it. To Capcom, this is the same old shit they've been pulling since Street Fighter 2. So I mean, like, honestly, I think it's gonna be like. See, here's the thing that kind of baffles me is that Link, the Villager, and Isabelle are gonna be racing characters.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
The only reason I can think they're making this move is if to show Sega, hey, you want to cross over characters from your games? We can do that too!
Technically, they did the shit out of that in Animal Crossing, because you would actually get, like, fortune cookies, and you would get, like, outfits from different characters, different items.
Yeah, but
you got the Master Sword in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, but I'm saying that for racing games, because Sega did that with Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed.
And no one gave a shit about that game.
Well, you know what? It's actually pretty decent. When you completely ignore the fact that Sonic is in a car driving when he can clearly be running.
Yeah,
but
that's stupid.
But aside from that, I mean, like, that's essentially the same idea that I'm seeing. But I believe the DLC comes in 2 packs, splitting up the non-Mario characters with the Mario characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe one pack is $7.99, and the 2 packs are $12.99. And getting both gets you the color palettes in addition to all the aforementioned stuff.
Well, it won't matter to me because I don't play Mario Kart. It's too broken.
Mind if I interject on something? This actually brought something up that, I did a little bit more digging into Hyrule Warriors, and I found out about the split between the different sellers of the game. Apparently, depending on who you buy from, you're actually going to get different content.
Right.
Oh, you mentioned
I forgot
this
that. We talked about the Skyward Sword, Legend is Ocarina of Time, and Twilight Princess costumes, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
like what the certain set is like for Best Buy, and other ones for.
Okay, Best Buy is selling the Skyward Sword costume.
I think GameStop got Ocarina of Time.
GameStop did in fact get Ocarina of Time, and if you order from Amazon, you get Twilight Princess. If you ordered straight from Nintendo, you get nothing. Unless you're a Nintendo Club member, in which case you get the Ganondorf costume pack.
Because apparently Ganondorf's costumes do not come with the Twilight, Ocarina of Time, or Skyward Sword.
Why are they doing this? This is confusing. This is shit that they've done before with like Game of the Year edition shit or like.
I think it's the demands from the sellers more than anything else as more of their way of bartering.
And I thought the Mario Kart thing was a kerfuffle. This is just complete shenanigans.
No, this is shenanigans. In all fairness, though, I believe this is going to be one of the. I believe that Nintendo is going to go ahead in a year or two release all the DLC available for people to buy.
You better be able to buy that off the Wii U, like the eShop.
Which is what I'm hoping they do, because many people do that, in which they give store-only DLC, and then they don't make it available, and then they always remember that. The customers will always remember that and then not want to buy the next game.
Yeah.
I know Assassin's Creed had problems with that.
Assassin's Creed, I know Watch Dogs did it.
Fallout did it, at least initially with the starter pack, but later on when they were nearing the end of the DLC, they went ahead and they released all of the pre-DLC content for everyone. So
did Skyrim do anything like that, I wonder?
No, they did not. No, Skyrim just had the 2 major DLCs, which were
Dawnguard and Hearthstone.
Dawnguard and Dragonborn, and then they had the Hearthfire tossed in to do some patching.
Yeah.
Because really, that was less for it was less, I think, for the building your own home mechanic, and more just so that they could patch some stuff.
Yeah, because when I installed Dawnguard, I got a lot of glitches.
Yeah, I think that's what Hearthfire was for mainly, more than just was more of an excuse to patch things up.
All right.
Okay.
So moving on from that shenanigan, we got
the hot mess.
Oh
What?
God!
After the last recording, Nintendo debuted the alternate costume for Samus, which was her in
booty shorts
and a sports top.
So basically her in swimming attire.
Not necessarily. It doesn't look like swimming attire, but it's probably closer to the class. Like, remember how if you beat Metroid in a certain time, you see more of Samus and more. It was basically based off of that concept, or I guess you could also say Other M.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of discussion on the internet over this costume.
Discussion? It's an uproar.
Yeah.
Well, again, I mean, like, I've told you this off camera before, but it's only discriminatory if they do not immediately release Captain Falcon in a Speedo.
Duh.
Well, they almost did. Well, with a different character.
Yeah.
A new character.
With Shulk.
Yes.
Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles is in Smash.
Which makes me believe that the roster leak, which happened earlier in the week, is also confirmed.
Yeah, so in case you've been living under a rock for the past 2 weeks, the leak involved the dog and duck from Duck Hunt, Toon Link, Bowser Jr., Dark Pit, Dr. Mario, Ganondorf, Rob, and Falco, right?
Alongside Shulk.
So, the biggest one I want to ask you guys about is Duck Hunt.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No. There's not only Duck Hunt, but there's also another character that's got me asking, but we'll get to that.
So, Duck Hunt, how do you think this character is going to actually play?
Well, if we're going off of Pac-Man, if he's not... I mean, Pac-Man does more than just eat things.
Yeah.
So I assume that maybe Duck Hunt is going to use, maybe, I don't know, like, stuff from his generation? Like, stuff on the NES.
I'm going to say that he's going to... I want to say, like, for his normals, it's going to be the dog running around and sniffing.
Mm-hmm.
His side B is going to be him pouncing at the opponent. Up B is going to be the duck carrying the dog at diagonal angles. Kind of like a combination of Wolf's up special and Pikachu's up special, where you get to move twice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
I
know what his taunt is going to be.
Oh,
we all know what his taunt is going to be.
I think the other taunt will be that the duck goes ahead, plays dead, and the dog carries him, and the dog holds him up.
So wait, are you saying that the duck is also a playable character?
Well, I'm willing to bet that the dog is going to actually, like, his specials might he actually grab the duck and, like, use him like a...
No, I think it's going to be closer to Snake's Final Smash, where they actually go ahead and shoot.
Yeah.
But the duck is going to be the reticle.
Oh my gosh.
Something like that. But no, you know what I think it is? The duck and the dog are going to go ahead and run around the screen, mm-hmm. and in timed intervals, the character that you're going to there's going to be interval shots
mm-hmm.
of the shotgun, and if those hit, those deal massive damage to where the dog or the bird is, or the dog and the duck is, but they actually only hit the enemies.
This is all like speculation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
nothing has been confirmed yet.
Yeah.
If Toon Link's back, then he's probably going to have the same moveset.
He's been back for a while, actually.
I don't think so. I'm going to have to disagree with you because...
He's been around for a little while.
Well, no. Not just that, but they've also been trying to differentiate between characters.
True.
They added some stuff to Zelda's and Sheik's movesets, mainly the down special, instead of giving them the transformation, which they used to have.
Yeah.
Right? There's also Samus, who got some changes to her arsenal. Not accounting the trendy hover heels that she got.
Yeah.
Trendy is a fun word.
But
yeah, people were raging about that too.
But I think we're gonna see those I think he's gonna have something different for his down B and possibly a different Final Smash. I would love to see the King of Red Lions appear as a Final Smash for Toon Link.
Just to start firing cannons.
No. I would love to see Link do the epic sword to the forehead move that he used on Ganondorf in the final battle.
How about him doing his hurricane spin, just all up and down and all over?
That's Sonic all over again.
Yeah, basically.
But that would be kind of cool, because that's basically what he did in the game.
Okay, but we also have some other characters. Actually, this was
Bowser Jr., which quite a few people are kind of raging against.
Why? What's the deal with Bowser Jr.?
No one likes him?
Well, here's the weird part about Bowser Jr. He's going to be fighting in the Koopa clown car.
So he's an aerial character.
I think so.
He might be, yeah.
I think that might definitely be the thing. He's going to have, you know how Mac has his power gauge for punches? I think Bowser Jr. would have a fuel gauge for the Koopa car that would allow him to move for a larger period of time in the air, controlled by the character, but he would have to land periodically to make sure that he doesn't run out of gas.
I believe one of the big reasons why people are raging about Bowser Jr. is the fact that he's not using the brush.
Oh yeah, the magic paintbrush that he had in Sunshine.
And never used again.
I think that's part of the reason why, because he never uses it. So
yeah.
I think it was the
only reason
because really this is air quotes Bowser Jr. because it was originally Oil Mario.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was the paint-colored Mario that was running amok at the start of the game, and not necessarily Bowser Jr. himself.
Yeah, Shadow Mario.
Okay.
Although I think that he might personally, I think that his Final Smash would involve his siblings. Morty, Wendy, the entire Koopa clan.
Oh,
Dogpile on Mario.
Which would be rather hilarious as more of a time smash, and then they explode, doing massive damage to the enemy, sending them flying.
that would be kind of stupid. Next on our list is Dark Pit, which
Okay.
I need to tell you something about Dark Pit, and by extension Dr. Mario, is that in the leak screen in the bottom right corner, the character lineup is explicitly Dark Pit, Lucina, and Dr. Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been called by a lot of people the clone tier, because those are all clone characters.
Uh-huh.
So, oddly enough, characters like Falco, who is a play off of Fox, and Luigi, who is a play off of Mario, are not on this subset. So it makes me think that characters like Toon Link and Falco are going to be retuned to have more unique movesets, and those three, Dark Pit, Dr. Mario, and Lucina, are going to be more closer to their original characters. Dark Pit to Classic Pit, Lucina to probably Marth, and Dr. Mario to regular Mario, are going to be more tuned in statistics, like their weight, fall height, damage, knockback, etc., rather than actual move differences.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I think my only question is, because we know that regular Pit's new Final Smash is the 3 Sacred Treasures.
Yeah.
What would Dark Pit be?
I was going to speculate right now. It's going to be the classic summon from Brawl, but instead of Palutena, it's Viridi, and instead of Centurions, it's the
Plant
army.
Yeah.
The nature army.
Because technically, at the end of spoilers of Kid Icarus Uprising, he loses his ability to fly because he was using Pandora.
That's kind of it's not. It's near the end. He basically has to fight Pandora, and because she was the source of his flight powers, he can't use them anymore.
So now Viridi's the one.
And then Viridi begrudgingly agrees to assist him.
Yeah.
Through the rest part of the game.
Yeah, but that wouldn't mean that she would outright lend her army out to.
But I mean, essentially.
Although we did hear her in Palutena's trailer.
Dark Pit is the only thing that can essentially rival Pit himself, and we've seen that he can. He already wrecked Viridi's champion like no problem.
Yeah.
So there is no reason Viridi wouldn't want Dark Pit on her side. Granted, he's a bit more sassy, but I mean, that's all you have to deal with. I'm pretty sure she can deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, she worked with Hades at one point.
Alright, so other than that...
Let's go to Zero's favorite character from the release.
What?
Shulk.
Oh yeah, Shulk. Woo! So basically, he's our 8th swordsman, I believe?
Yeah.
Let's see. Link, Toon Link.
We have the 4 swordsmen from...
Fire Emblem.
Ike, Marth, Lucina, and Robin.
Yeah.
Meta
Knight. So yeah, Shulk would be 8 swords.
Yep. And technically, he's more of a status buffer. Because he uses the Monado, which is his blade, and he can use different things, like Monado Speed, Monado Buster, Monado Shield.
So he can, technically speaking, run faster than certain other characters, jump higher than certain other characters.
Yeah.
In exchange for...
Well, basically, I don't remember the exact stats, but if you boost your speed, I believe your defense gets lowered. If you boost your attack, you become slower. Or if it was defense, I don't remember which. But I believe what's going to happen is the special buttons are going to be for the actual arts. You know, the buster, the speed, and all that. And he'll just swing around with his normal blade.
Okay.
Using the normal commands.
One of the other things is that his Monado gains reach compared to the other swordsmen. The swordsmen are usually very limited in their range because of the blades being physical blades. The Monado is more akin to a...
lightsaber.
Yeah.
Well, what was the one from Halo? The plasma sword, no?
Yeah, it was a plasma sword.
Yeah, it's more akin to the plasma sword to where it has more reach.
Yeah.
So the modern fighting game equivalent would be Dalsum. to where I'm pretty sure he can hit you from long range, but if you get up close, it's not going to be very easy for Shulk.
Well, I believe it would hurt less if his Monado was fully activated.
Right.
Maybe
again,
if it's still close, it would do the same damage as the beam.
Well, again, that's kind of the idea, is that he's a range character. It's kind of like how back in the day, Marth dealt more damage at the tip rather than closer in.
They actually have not changed that, from what I've heard.
But I believe that they might do it in this game, and that Shulk would be that replacement of that concept.
Okay.
Especially because he can alter his stats at whim. Although I will bet you, I'll bet you that he's not as well rounded as the other swordsmen.
Yeah, because yeah, you might be right.
Kind of like how, because they're balancing everyone in some aspect, much how like Little Mac is the ultimate close-in fighter, but because of that, he has little air support.
Yeah, and Shulk's backslash will probably do a lot of damage and send you flying.
They also showed a small teaser of Shulk in swim shorts.
Oh, God. That's where I was going with that first one.
Yeah, and there's our answer to Short Samus.
Yeah.
And Short Shulk.
How old is Shulk again?
I believe he's 18.
Of course, because Japan would never allow an underage character to be. Yes, of course.
No.
I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go off on a small tangent. Have you ever played DOA?
Yeah. Yes. I've seen enough clips to know, and you can just stop right there.
Marie.
Anyway, so not only that, but at the end of Shulk's trailer, there's a giant shadow that talks to him. And
there you are, Monado boy.
Yeah, and that is basically one of the villains from Xenoblade Chronicles, which is Metalface, who will probably show up as an area boss monster for
Shulk's stage.
For Shulk's stage, which is the Bionis leg.
Yeah. In case this hasn't been pointed out, boss monsters can actually grant you stock or time if you defeat them.
No, stalker points.
Stalker points. Thank you.
Yeah, stalker kill points.
Yep.
In the same league that actually there's still a couple more characters to go through. Dr. Mario.
Well, we mentioned Dr. Mario.
Yeah, but I mean like. Because I said earlier that they're balancing all the characters so that even...
Yeah, but you already mentioned Dr. Mario.
Yeah, but
let's move on.
Yeah, we haven't talked about what changed.
Oh.
Like I said, Dr. Mario initially had the Mario Hurricane Spin Punch.
Yeah.
Do you think that they will give him something else, like, say, the viruses?
Well, wasn't it in Brawl that he threw pills?
Yeah, but that wasn't Brawl. He was exclusive to Melee. They're bringing him back.
Melee, he threw pills instead of the Fireball. But even like down specials and up specials, they're changing differently. So that's what I'm asking. Do you think that, like I personally would think that his down special would be he throws out one of the viruses, which holds the opponent down, like reduces their move and their jump height, and if you hit them with a pill, it does extra damage.
That would be extremely interesting. But here's my next question. What would his final smash be? Damn.
No, I don't think so. I think that would be... Because how would you... Unless you're dropping the pills right on top of them?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Which is still pretty difficult to do because that's essentially the limit, the controlled aim from Snake, but you're doing it one way. It seems like it'd be too easy to wave dash in between the blocks.
Maybe.
And avoid it.
Well, what if the pills stay and then they all explode at the end?
Okay, now that we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, like it would go down like Tetris style, and then at the end they were just like boom.
Now that would be something worth noting.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay, and then
if you ran into them, they would boom.
By the way, I don't think we covered Shulk's final smash, which actually involves him doing a chain attack with Dunban and
Ricky,
the little fuzzball that comes in his game.
Ricky, home hero.
Again,
and here's the thing, I can actually do Ricky's voice pretty well.
I'm noticing that we got a lot of tag teaming going on for Final Smashes.
Yep, Robin is one.
And
now Shulk.
Yeah.
Well, Mega Man also has the same thing. Mega Man's, you send out a dark hole to hit an opponent. If it connects, the caught character and Mega Man go through an alternate dimension where he summons the other 4 incarnations of himself for
And they
a
fire
Mega Buster shot against the opponent.
a Rainbow Mega Buster.
How have you not seen that video?
I have seen that video, dang it.
Yeah, you just forgot.
No,
But
I
yeah, we got
finished.
3 team-up smashes.
At least 3. So there's a lot of teaming up in this, and so I'm not. So things like Toon Link getting the King of Red Lions, or Bowser Jr. getting the rest of the Koopa clan involved, aren't exactly far-fetched.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
So next is Ganondorf, which
Okay.
I kind of wish they would give him like the moveset from Hyrule Warriors.
You know what? That would not be a bad thing at all. But
dual wielding great swords.
that would make him the Ninth Swordsman.
That would.
But the thing is, he would be slower than Ike.
Well, again, he's still going to be slow beyond belief, and that was the biggest problem because he was slower than Captain Falcon. So he kept getting comboed a lot by some of the faster characters.
Yeah, even
So
though he had that.
All of the faster characters were
Yeah.
comboing him.
But if he had super armor, this would not be as much of an issue.
Oh god. Warlock Punch with super armor.
I think they would have to replace Warlock Punch, but I think that going towards the sword wielding style from Hyrule Warriors would probably be better for him as a character rather than him just cloning Captain Falcon. Especially after I just said that Dark Pit, Dr. Mario, and Lucina were all in a row as the clone characters.
Mhm.
So again, I hope that they remix Ganondorf's moveset to be more distinguishing than Captain Falcon.
Okay, and then we got Rob, which please make him less broken. That is my one request.
I have no idea about Rob. I think he's perfectly fine as is.
If you've ever... You asshole, I will murder you.
Why are you staring at me when you need to be talking to Legend?
Yeah, I'm the one who murders everyone's butts with freaking Rob.
Yeah.
And the last one is Falco.
Which... Maybe...
He's basically...
He's basically Fox and Wolf.
Well,
No, he's worse.
he's faster than Fox. His blaster doesn't cause flinch. No, his blaster does cause flinch.
Yeah.
But
Which I end up getting stun locked all the time. Thank you very much.
so again, I'm hoping they're not, because we had 3 Landmaster tank smashes in Brawl. I'm hoping they give him an R-Wing instead.
Yeah. So...
Actually, that makes me wonder.
Falco drive-by?
It could be kind of like Captain Falcon's Final Smash. But no, it just made me ponder if Fox was going to have a team up with his lovely Femme Fatale Crystal instead of the Landmaster drop.
No.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Well,
Because aside from
Well,
Wolf,
technically, they are planning on making Corneria as a
So-
stage.
so the original characters were Fox and Falco. Number 3 character most requested from Star Fox was going to be Wolf himself. Number 4 was Crystal.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure number 1 was going to be Crystal.
You underestimate the fanboys out there, but we've already seen that even though Chrom did not get in as a solo character
he did come in as a final
and the Final Smash, so I'm not. It's not like there isn't a precedent set.
Yeah, true.
And besides, compared to support characters for Falco or Wolf, Crystals would be more of a fan favorite compared to Panthro or Slippy. Exactly.
No.
Would you prefer Crystal as Fox's assistant or Slippy for Falco? Actually, that might actually be more hilarious. I don't know, but those are my pennies on that.
Alright, so more Smash news! God damn it.
Well, the leak also included possible DLC.
but for the
Lucas, Wolf,
Lucas, Wolf, the Chorus Men from Rhythm Heaven, Ice Climbers, and Snake, all for the 3DS.
Okay, so what I understood from the leak was that these characters, they wanted to put them in, but in order to make it for the release date, they were not going to make it. So they left the characters out. We're going to put them in as DLC later, I'm assuming at a charge.
Mhm.
But here's the one that interests me the most was going to be the Chorus Men from Rhythm Heaven, because I actually had to look this up.
Yeah, they're just... I don't get it. It doesn't look like it could be a Smash...
So the idea is that
Villager.
I'm looking at this,
True.
and these things look like white music-based Pikmin.
Yeah.
White music-based what?
Pikmin.
Oh, God.
So it'd be playing like that, but I'm not exact. Initially, when I heard this, I thought we were playing as the Elite Beat Agents because that would be hilarious.
That would be a great character for Smash.
Oh, God.
Like no, you choose, like, you know how there's 3 of them on the cover box.
Yeah.
You play as one of the 3 in the game, and they essentially work like you know how Wario is a more comical version of Mario in terms of movesets.
Yeah.
The Elite Beat Agent would be a more comical version of Snake. and instead of going out on the Hind D, I don't know what helicopter is, but I'm going to say the Hind D because it's a Hind D, and shooting with the rocket launcher, the 2 other
Beat
agents join you, and then you do a rhythm game on screen with your controller, and that essentially is a bigger version of Donkey Kong's original Congo button.
Like what? They're just doing disco all over the stage.
Yeah, it's like they're doing a disco scene wherever he starts off, and then it has a bigger range than Donkey Kong's things when you connect the hits.
Like disco lights that act like lasers, maybe.
Kind of like that, but more like sound waves. But you can actually fail.
Oh,
If
God.
you miss 3 inputs, the final smash stops, and you take damage.
Oh, that was...
That would be awesome.
And
Sakurai, listen in and do it.
So
You are the god of gaming, after all.
are you praying?
the atheist is praying to a god.
No, technically the only, no. Well, technically the true gods of gaming are Miyamoto and Sakurai, so shut up.
We're gonna talk about that later because I think you left out quite a few people. And I'm gonna have to call sacrilege on that.
Shut it.
Moving on to Pokemon now. Finally,
Hey.
Finally! That's what this channel's all about?
fuck this game.
Yeah. Fuck this game?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Pokemon Monopoly has been announced for a release later in fall.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, Monopoly is making a comeback by making their boards out of famous video games. Legend of Zelda, Skyrim.
I
and now
remember my cousin actually getting a Super Mario Monopoly board last Christmas.
There was a Super Mario board, and now they're doing Pokemon.
Yeah, with the original 151 from Generation 1.
So Gen 1ers will be kind of happy about that.
Although,
yeah, it's a must-have for collectors.
I also found out that we've been playing Monopoly wrong, gentlemen.
Oh?
How so?
Okay, so the biggest complaints about Monopoly is it takes too goddamn long.
Yeah, I believe the last time I ever played it was when I was 5, and it took 4 hours.
Last time I played it was on a video game on the Xbox, so it's been a while.
So apparently, the deal is when you move around the game board, you land on a property, and you're asked if you can buy it there.
Mhm.
Most people, when they play it, they either buy the property then, or they say no and they move on.
Yeah.
If you say no, or you can't afford it, the banker is supposed to put the property up to bid with all the other players, and whoever bids the highest for that property is supposed to get it.
Oh boy.
The properties are supposed to go down constantly down the board until either everyone has one or the preferred ending, so everyone else loses their money.
So technically it's supposed to end in like an hour?
Hour and a half is what Hasbro has been saying for the recommended end time, and is basically saying, you shits.
Well, it's
You
not.
don't read the instructions, do you?
Well, I believe no one is supposed to be able to understand economics in order to play this game. Shut it! Shut it.
Okay.
I'm not going to let the economics lawyer guy start ranting
Okay,
on this,
then
because they will be
then-
here for another hour.
Then let's go into your preferred field, which is art.
Say what?
They are enrolling for the Pokemon Art Academy, which releases October 24th.
Oh, this game. Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. I'll just stick to drawing my art.
Okay.
And I actually do draw stuff other than that Raichu, damn it.
I'll Freddy's Five Nights at Freddy's, sure.
That was a commission from a friend.
I got a mission from a friend. You freaked both of us out with it.
Oh, shut up.
I swear, I have never seen Legend so close to picking you up and pile driving you through the table.
I don't do wrestling, but I would have done it anyway.
Exactly, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I'm
here.
pretty sure you would have curb stomped my ass.
No, I would have given you the people's elbow.
Anyway,
And then it sent you rock bottom.
You know what? Let's move away from Pokemon for a moment to talk about something else that was announced by Nintendo, along with the Shulk announcement, which was they're announcing a new Nintendo DS, and
No, that's what it's called.
yeah, it's called.
Okay, what do they call this 3 years from now?
I'm just going to call it the Nintendo 3DS Plus.
So the Japanese name for it is New Nintendo 3DS and New Nintendo 3DS LL, which is the bigger size.
Yeah, which is supposed to be the XL here in America.
So what's the difference between my portable play box?
Well, in this new version, well, for one, it accepts Amiibo on touchscreen.
Which is cool.
It's got a small little analog stick in the
Like you know those
you know that little circle pad that we have?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have one up there as well.
No. You know those circle pads that they have in the middle between the J and H key and those work laptops?
Kind
That thing that is supposed to double as a mouse.
Oh yeah, I do know that.
Yeah, they put that on in the top left corner where where the buttons are,
Yeah.
right
Huh.
before the screen.
Yeah, but here's the one thing that's kind of weirding me out. They color schemed the buttons.
Yeah, they color schemed it to look like the Super NES.
Yeah, and here's the other weird thing. We've been growing up knowing that the green button is the A button and the red button is the B button, thanks to the GameCube, right?
Yeah.
I didn't
They
grow up that way.
switched that around.
Well, it's actually like the
64?
no, it's not like the 64. It's like the Super NES.
Because I'm trying to remember my Super NES and there was only 2 palettes on mine.
Well, it's actually the Japanese Super Famicom.
Oh, of course it's the Japanese.
yeah. That's what it's supposed
So
to
now we're learning. So now they're going to confuse Western gamers even more.
Yeah, basically.
But not only that, the new thing is the new 3DS is supposed to have more RAM, so it can actually not only download faster, but it's supposed to have be able to play better games. So that because basically for the new Nintendo 3DS, they're porting Xenoblade Chronicles to the 3DS.
What?
Yes.
Holy
They announced
crap.
it was for the Japanese Nintendo Direct. They showed a trailer of a 3DS version of Xenoblade Chronicles. That means the 3DS can play Wii games.
The new 3DS.
Yes.
But
But the thing that's going to kind of piss me off about that is the fact that with that new CPU capacity, that means the games will be more advanced, which means they can only play on that version. It's kind of like the Rumble Pack for like the 64, like
the expansion pack.
expansion pack.
there you go.
There was other things for that, but that's kind of pissing me off. Because basically, you got to rebuy your 3DS again.
Well, again, that's only if you want that. I don't think that they'll be doing that anytime soon in the States.
yeah.
My other thing is that if they really wanted to go ahead and put more upscale games on the 3DS, we would have already gotten Majora's Mask 3DS.
Well, technically they could do that already.
But that's what I'm saying. They have the technology, but for
they
whatever
have the sprites for it already.
they refuse to implement it. I mean, we could have had Mario's Super Mario Sunshine 3DS. We could have had
Paper Mario and
Paper Mario 3DS, not the stickers, not the
fucking god awful sticker star. And God, I really do need to make a rant video about that game.
So I mean, I think that there are better games out there that they could choose to port, but I don't think they are.
Well, keep in mind Nintendo often has their head up their ass when it comes to the stuff the fans want.
I mean,
What else is new?
They also
Look what they're doing with Gengar.
I mean, they also.
Oh, good
Yeah, God, you cut me off. I was gonna say they could port Persona to 3DS.
Well, they are.
Yeah, but I mean, have you ever played the original Japanese ones, the ones with the fucked up story?
No, I haven't.
No, I'm trying to remember which one. I think it's Shin Megami Tensei 2, where you play an amnesiac post-apocalypse gladiator who through various journeys, including fighting a dubious elf demon, your evil counterpart, saved the world from the nuclear apocalypse.
You lost me at Elf Demon. Good God.
Gender ambiguous elf demon. I'm sorry.
Oh, that doesn't sound familiar at all.
Yeah, moving on. What you were saying before with Gengar?
Yeah, they've
More mystery gift hate.
Yes.
So they're releasing a brand new Gengar
A
in
shiny
Japan.
Gengar.
A shiny
A
Gengar.
bright, shiny white Gengar
With Sludge Wave.
which is a move it can't normally learn.
Actually, it does learn it via TM.
No, Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb it learns. It doesn't learn
And
Sludge.
Sludge Wave.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
I can prove it to you.
No. The link clearly says that Sludge Wave is not normally learned for Gengar. Sludge Bomb is.
I'm willing to.
You're willing to go ahead and pay my lunch for that statement.
And you.
Which it normally can't. It can't normally have.
Okay, and
So-
go ahead and look at its moveset.
Which it can't normally have. That was what I was arguing.
Yeah. Well.
Except...
Yeah, we're just padding until we can find the freaking thing on Cerebi. So shut up. So,
Yes, I know it can learn it in Gen 5, but in Gen 6 it does not.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Let's see. Nightshade.
It would be under TMs. So keep looking at Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb. Keep
Sludge
going,
Bomb.
Keep going. It'll go ahead and say at the bottom Generation 5 only Sludge Wave, but that's not what I'm saying. Keep going.
What
Keep
the-
transfer only moves. See? Keep going. Oh look, Sludge Wave is not here.
What the heck? Nope.
Huh. Well, that's odd.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you owe me lunch.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you guys peaked the mic a little bit. Anyway, so it can't normally learn Sludge Wave, and that's not all. It also gets a Gengarite.
As if you needed another one.
Okay, so now not only am I going to be owing Leo for the little damn bets, but
Now he can't get the Gengar, which is oh so deliciously described before him.
Yes! It's Japanese only.
Well, so far.
Well-
But I'm willing to bet it's just going to be for Japan, god damn
An
it.
update. Remember I was talking about the Charizard, which would have the opposite stone to whatever game you had?
Yeah.
It's available in Germany.
Oh, good. Like that's any closer.
Good for Germany. Good for Germany, but I'm not planning on moving anytime soon.
Nintendo, why do you hate giving shit to America?
Well, they didn't have this problem before,
Fat
but...
Man and Little Boy.
That's
No.
too soon.
Too soon, 50 years ago?
Yes. Anyway, moving away from the gift.
To the adorable.
Oh, yeah.
And amazing.
So, I'm pretty sure this is all over the internet by now, but we still haven't talked about it. Well, we have, but not on camera.
Okay, Seijun Park is the winner of the Pokemon VGC 2014. And what did he use to win?
A Pachirisu.
We could not believe this, so we had to look up the video. And we watched the video. The thing stomached a fully powered
Draco Meteor.
from a Salamence to the face, healed it off
With a citrus berry.
after, by the way, taking damage from a previous hit.
Which I believe.
Previous Rock Slide.
Yeah.
No, not from a rock slide.
Yeah, it was a rock slide.
I don't think it was a rock. Well,
It was a Rock Slide because the...
I'm not about to bet again, so I'll take your word for it. But he survived the hit and threw off that Draco Meteor from hitting his ally Garchomp, and then his Garchomp proceeded to wipe the floor with the two Pokemon, getting a double KO. The Pachirisu also used Super Fang on the final Pokemon, which weakened it enough that his Garchomp could get the final KO.
Yeah.
So,
Since then, fan art and the acclaim for Pachirisus has risen over the internet.
yeah,
Yes.
we've gone from...
I'll never use this rat in my life to, holy shit, I'm adding this to my team.
Yeah, basically. 'Cause this is ridiculous.
And this goes to show that Smogon tiers are sometimes kind of bullshit.
It's funny, because we based most of our previous videos on Smogon's standards.
I know, it's weird.
I think it's more
The
just...
hypocrisy in here is so intense, you can cut it with a knife.
I think it's more that the unexpected has the exact value of it being a shock.
True.
Or in this case, a nuzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were all discounting these Pokemon basically for the fact that their stats were terrible or their move pools were lackluster or whatnot. But here we have Sage and Park proving to the world
that you just play with the Pokemon you love and you'll win.
Yep, exactly. So, I also we forgot to kind of go over this earlier, but about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they are supposed to get steel bookcase and a miniature legendary statuette.
But so far it's only been announced for
the United Kingdom.
United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand.
And what does the New Zealand accent sound like?
Kind of like Australian, but a little bit different.
I have not heard a New Zealand
exactly,
accent.
that's what I'm trying to... I've never heard a New Zealand
I've
accent.
heard a New Zealand accent. It's kind of like Australian.
It's like a half Australian, half American sort of blend to it.
I don't think you should mention that to a New Zealander because I'm pretty sure they'd shank you.
But are you assuming that all New Zealanders are prisoners?
No, that's Australia. Oh, God. I walked right into that!
And now we just pissed off an entire continent.
And that's what they usually do.
I was actually referring to the fact that most people assumed that Australians were, the derogatory term is a shackle dragger.
Well, I was going for the history of the colonization of the continent because of the English colony.
But I do understand that Australia is not like that. That a lot of people actually heard that it was a pretty cool place, and they went there of their own accord. So I understand that's not the case.
Why would you want to go to a place that has all the venomous plants and animals in the world centered there?
Mexico?
Kangaroos?
Kangaroos are badass, man.
Yeah, they are.
We need a fighting kangaroo Pokemon.
We do need a fighting kangaroo. Well, don't we? No.
No, because that's normal type. It's normal type.
Yeah, Kangaskhan is a kangaroo. Kinda.
You need a boxing kangaroo.
Kickboxing kangaroo.
No.
Oh God!
Kangaroos were actually in Australia. Amateur boxers would actually box with kangaroos, and they were actually had gloves on their claws so they wouldn't actually claw your face off.
That explains something I saw. That explains some stuff in Tekken.
Yeah. That's kind of the whole idea of Roger and Roger Jr. Granted, they didn't really have a way to stop the kicks unless they trained the kangaroos. So there was still that.
Okay. And finally, on our list of news...
Actually, it's not Pokken Tournament. Not Pokken Fighters. It is Pokken Tournament.
Yeah, basically, Pokemon now has their own Tekken game.
Their own fighting game.
Yeah. And from what I've read, it's not just going to be all fighting types. And it's not going to be just... It's going to be different sizes, different shapes of Pokemon. So...
How the hell are they going to do things like Charizard and Legendaries?
Well, we don't know what Pokemon they're putting in. The ones that they have said they're doing right now are Lucario and Machamp, which were in the trailer.
As well as Blaziken.
And Blaziken.
Yes, that's all we've seen so far.
But...
and here's the other but. It's only been announced for Japanese arcades so far.
Okay, let me go ahead and stop you there. And yes, it's true, it's only for Japanese arcades, but that's because it's a fighting game. Most fighting games in Japan pop out in the arcades first.
I don't deny that.
Especially because of the massive tournament scene this thing is going to cause. 2020 EVO is going to have Pokken Fighters.
Or Pokken Fighters 2.
Or Pokken Fighters 2 if they do well enough. But that's the thing. Game Freak is handing the Pokemon IP over to Namco, which are one of the... Arguably between Capcom... I'm trying to remember... Capcom, Namco, and I'm trying to remember who does... SNK. SNK is the other one. Between those three are the big fighting game developers.
Huh?
So the fact that Namco gets to play with the Pokemon IP is going to be brilliant.
Huh.
I noticed a lot of trading of IPs running around. I mean, between Hyrule Warriors and
Project Ninja
and Project Ninja, and now we have Pokken Fighters. So yeah, it's.
I mean, this is exactly we kind of want this because now we're going to go ahead and. When companies are able to go ahead and let other people do what they're best at, you start to get more diverse products. You start to see this diversification across the board.
Yes, but I will tell you to cool down your hype trains until we actually get an official US release for the game.
Don't cool down the hype train. The hype train is just starting up.
No, that's actually a problem that I've had with hype as of late. The hype train has gone off the rails.
No, the hype train is always going on the rails, and it keeps going faster. You cannot stop the hype train. Do not derail the hype train.
It's already been derailed,
No, it has
and
not.
it's exploded into a fiery explosion of hype.
In your face.
That was... I have no words to say for that, because that was just pathetic.
Oof.
Okay, then. We're going to go ahead and take this old school, then.
Wait.
No.
With the debate.
Didn't we just have our debate?
No, that wasn't an argument. It
That
was
was the warm up.
No. A debate is when two... It's not just me saying an idea and saying, no, it isn't.
Oh, God.
You actually have to make a solid argument against why hype is not socially equitable.
Okay.
Watch Dogs.
What about Watch Dogs?
Too much hype for a lackluster game.
Because they could not make the PC perform as equally as the consoles.
No, because the game is boring as shit.
I object. The game had a stellar concept in which you use modern day tech, which, in all fairness, can actually be used in the manner in which described as Watch Dogs. The simple fact that they have not done so does not mean it cannot be done. But the ability to go ahead and essentially hack into people's personal electronic accounts, learn everything you can about them, and then watch the mayhem go when you go ahead and, I don't know, turn the red light on them while they're trying to cross the street in their car, or say derail them from their train at the wrong moment.
I think I saw a Vsauce where they tried to explain this and say it's possible, but not very likely that it would happen.
I mean-
and anyway, what I'm saying is, I won't deny that the mechanics of the game weren't interesting.
But again,
What I'm saying is the story was shit, and in a game like that, the story's kind of core to it.
I mean,
And
There's
they
more
just
shit-
hyped it and hyped
I
it and
don't
hyped
know.
it.
There's more shit stories. I mean, GTA is the exact same thing over and over, but it still gets Game of the Year every goddamn time. So I mean, you can't necessarily discredit it, especially because of the fact it has a very unique concept.
Yeah, but too many games are just trying to... There's too much advertising for games. They just try to advertise, this game is amazing, this game is going to be Game of the Year, this game is going to be amazing, and it's about as exciting as Wallpaper Paste.
Then what do you call Shovel Knight?
Shovel Knight was a bit of pure genius.
Which also had massively advertised itself out the wazoo.
Really?
The fact that it does not use the same money or the same kind of advertising does not mean that they did not advertise a lot. In fact, advertising is one of the biggest expenditures any business, not just gaming, but any business has, because of the fact that it does not guarantee a return.
Yeah, well, I will say that the AAA market has gone way overboard with the advertising.
I can agree with you on that.
All right.
However, there are even about things like this. There are reasons to get hype.
True.
For example, I just said earlier that Nintendo trusted Namco with the Pokemon IP.
Yeah.
Namco's last two fighting games are not exactly gold, and those being Soul Calibur 5, which had one of the whiniest characters ever in existence.
I don't want to even know who it is.
And then Soul Calibur 4, which was the cameo hell of Star
wasn't
Wars.
that? Yeah, that had Star Wars. And that had
cameo
Link.
hell of Star Wars.
Didn't that also have Link as well?
No, that was in one of the earlier ones, and that was for
Soul Calibur 2.
Soul Calibur 2. But again, still, Namco does have a history of cameo hell.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, there is reason, because understand, the other thing about hype is that people pay attention to it. So when you fuck up, you are called out on it. Do you remember the disaster that was Colonial Marines?
Yeah, that was a big shitstorm for about 2 days.
No, more than 2 days. There are people. The lawsuit is still going.
Really? Because
If you watch game trailers now, they have to put in tiny text. Product shown does not. Trailer footage shown does not represent final product, because of the fact that I don't remember who did it. I don't remember. I think it was Sega or Capcom who did Colonial Marines. But because Colonial Marines was such a shitstorm,
wasn't that game also in development hell for like a few years?
It was in development hell. Not as bad as Duke Nukem Forever, but still bad. But because it was so hyped up from the initial trailer that people paid attention to it, when it came out as shit, people suddenly were raging about it. And that catches people's attention. That's how developers learn from fucking up. If you come out with a shit game and no one pays attention to it because they weren't hyped, then they keep making shit games. They don't learn from the user feedback.
Tell it to EA.
Well, EA makes money, so if it's making money, it doesn't matter. But if it's not making money and people are angry, yeah, then they're going to have to learn. So hype is important because it not only it fuels the game economy to get sales, but it also allows people to go ahead and start giving constructive feedback off of the games.
I won't deny that hype is important for some things. I'm just saying it's gotten a bit way out of control as of late.
I think that there's too many, that they're putting the hype in the wrong places.
All right then. Legend, what is your final verdict on this matter?
My verdict? I'm going to wait for my games patiently. And I'll enjoy the show.
All right then, so agree to disagree?
We'll leave it at that.
All right.
And
Okay,
with
shake
that,
on
I
it.
believe we have covered through all our topics.
Any channel updates, Zero?
Well, I'm going to be working with Leo to finish up his review for Pokemon, and I still need to record our freaking creepypasta. God dang it, my schedule's just been kind of wonky.
Yeah, we better hurry up on that.
I got a whole month to work on it.
Yeah, Halloween is
I'll help you work.
Actually, I got a whole 2 months now.
Halloween is around the corner, so let's actually know it's 1 month. So anyway,
September and then October. I'm posting at the end of the month.
and then we're playing Spin the Bottle to figure out who's putting up the next typing review.
I thought it was going to go in order. It was going to be you to finish off the first trio, and then it was going to be me, Legend,
I thought we
you.
were gonna try mixing it up.
Whatever. We'll just figure something out as we go along.
All right, this is Leo Force.
This is Death Zero.
And Legend Hunters signing out.
Later, guys.
Ciao.